Never in the history of the world have the merchants of obscenity had available to them the modern facilities for disseminating this filth. Disseminating this filth. The onslaught of the communist masters of deceit.
Pinko, Commie, Slutz. Pinko, Commie, Slutz. Pinko, Commie, Slutz. Pinko, Commie, Slutz.
Hello, Marlo's here.
Yeah. So, how's it going?
You know, pretty good. It's been a good week for comedy drama.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Yeah. I am officially Fall Guys pilled. It's a new game that came out at Rocks, and I just want to play Fall Guys for Pete's sake.
Fall Guys pilled.
Yep. Yeah, it's actually really awesome. It's basically games, but like you start with 60 players, and it's like a tournament to one player.
What do you play it on?
It's PC and PlayStation 4.
Oh, okay. PlayStation 4.
Yeah, but PC you can just buy it on Steam. Yeah, no, it fucking rocks. We should all stop paying attention to politics and play Fall Guys.
Steve's here.
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, sweet.
All right. Welcome. All of the Pinko Commie Slutz are here. How's everyone doing?
Doing pretty good. How about you?
Pretty good. It's been an exciting week for comedy drama.
Yeah.
So,
Tell us about it.
I guess we're talking about Jake Flores' Come.
I guess.
Has there been other drama this week? Or just...
More local, boring dramas.
Oh, yeah, no, I saw your buddy that I really like and seems like a cool dude, but I haven't, actually talked to him since the time you guys hung out with us.
Yeah. There was an attempt on my very good friend to sort of cancel him, but
For what?
But it backfired because it was based on bullshit, and it was...
For being like a really funny comedian?
Essentially for running better shows and, actually drawing an audience and blah, blah, blah. So the venue owner wanting him to produce more than another person who had a very poor track record and never paid anyone who did any of her shows. And, it was quite a week. And then, of course, up here, there was a weird attempt to, revenge porn the dear sweet Jake Flores, who I quite like. And it was hilarious because I felt like that also backfired on the Legion of Skanks. Luis is, I think it just backfired and made them all look like weird virgins.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I should, I guess, start listening to Pod Damn America. I never bothered. Yeah, no, I'll give it a listen. I also never bothered with Legion of Skanks, but I'm pretty sure that's correct.
I've listened to all of these things.
Yeah, I know, but that's you have to.
No,
I get that.
That's... You don't have to.
I don't have to.
I'm over here, just... Cumville to Jizztown to Spunkopolis.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Legion of Skanks just seems like if Cumtown was slightly more right wing and
a little
joyless.
bit, yeah. But it was super fun because, you can't shame somebody with something they're not ashamed of.
Yeah, no, I mean, whatever.
What's the...
Dude was in some, femdom
What's
porn.
the
That's
backstory?
cool.
Somebody...
Jake Flores, who is on Pod Damn America, has, this kind of long-standing beef with Luis J. Gomez from Legion of Skanks. I believe so. Look, I'm totally like winging it on this history right now, but sometime last year, they got into an actual like almost physical altercation, or did get. And
yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, and the Legion of Skanks fans see Jake as a virtue signaling such and such because he's not like into slurs. I do know Jake a little bit personally, and he's not quite that at all. And there was an attempt this week someone had found a little fetish video that Jake had done with someone like a while back.
Some dominatrix,
Yeah.
like just like a friend, a bud from Brooklyn.
No, I think it was when he was on the road, and
Okay.
but anyway, they made this video.
A dominatrix.
But yes,
who was a friend.
and in it, he's being dommed. He does come on a cookie and eat it.
Yeah.
So that's obviously the part that everybody is like, well, then it's funny because the Legion of Skanks fans are like, yeah, you're gay for yourself. Like,
Yeah, no, it's like, it's whatever. I mean, the man chose to be in the video. Like,
yeah, and he, so basically, it was kind of like, Luis was like hinting at it, and then Jake got wind of it, and Jake was like, yeah, here's the video. Like, I don't give a fuck. And I don't know. It was very funny.
well, apparently, like, Nick said something about it on Insta.
Well, yeah, Nick afterwards was like, yeah, somebody sent that to me like a while back. I mean, like, I think the real backstory, which I guess I can talk about because Jake talks. I've just heard Jake talk about it on podcasts. It's not like whatever. I think he has some kind of previous relationship with somebody who got kind of stalkery and had tracked down this video, and then like in an attempt to blackmail him or whatever, had sent it to people previously. Like, because it's not like you can search his name. It's not like tagged with him or whatever. It's just this like, and it's like a short little clip on whatever. So I guess that person possibly had sent it to Nick Mullen of Cumtown earlier this year, and Nick was like, who gives a fuck?
Yeah. Which is, again, like, why Cumtown is better than Legion of Skanks, because, like, Nick understands, like, no one cares.
Yeah, so then, like, this week, somebody brings it to Luis's attention, and then he, of course, bites, like, the 12-year-old he is, and
it's like,
everything
it's a flailing. Like, it's like, I don't know. I mean, the people who still hate Jake Flores still hate Jake Flores, and one else really gives a fuck about.
Yeah, which is funny to me because I'll say it. Jake's a lovely person, to my knowledge, and very funny, and as advertised. So, anyway, it was very funny. And I did think that Luis got a little spooked and thought he ran afoul of, like, revenge porn things.
Oh, yeah, no, he deleted.
He sure did. So I definitely enjoyed that.
Yeah, no, it's, whatever. Sounds like...
So yeah, that was early in the week for me. Just come, and then and then we ended the week with some wet ass pussies. So
yeah, I saw that video. It was alright.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know.
That is in reference to the Cardi B, Megan Thee Stallion.
Yeah,
WAP. Which the radio version is Wet and Gushy, which is like somehow.
Oh, I was listening to the fucking radio version this whole goddamn time?
Yeah, the explicit version, they just say wet ass pussy all those times.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, because like I remember thinking that they like purposely as a bit do not say the word pussy in the video, but instead say a grosser thing. Like, I thought that was, like, part of the mystique of the song.
Yeah.
And I kind of appreciated that, but shit, okay.
Well, it is, so I do think somehow it's more graphic.
Yeah, it's yes, like anything that suggests wetness is contained in something is just gross. Like it's
like the word moist.
The word moist, gushy, gushers. I don't know. Yeah, it's all disgusting. But
there's also a part in the song where Cardi B is like, I believe she says it's like macaroni.
Macaroni in a pot, that's some wet ass pussy, huh?
Which
I mean, okay, no shit, because I remember like listening to the song and thinking like, how will they radio this up? And like that was the radio. I thought I heard him say "fuck" at one point.
Yeah, I mean,
shit. I guess I have to listen to the. Because I was kind of impressed with the radio version.
Yeah, Cardi is waiting to upload the video with the full explicit version.
Okay. Yeah, no.
As I wait with excitement myself.
I mean, also, excellent video. Good for them.
Just great. There was some controversy because Kylie Jenner makes an appearance in the video.
Yeah, whatever. I don't give a shit.
And that's the whole point. Of her being in it. So everyone who wouldn't have talked about it already because it's amazing and blah, blah, blah is going to talk about it because she's in it. So just, just let it be.
The church
anyway.
Finish the job.
Look. Also, Albanians are at it again. Twitter just found out again that Rita Ora is not at all a person of color. She's just an Albanian. There's too many Albanians in pop music. Rita Ora, Dua Lipa, also BB Rexha, all Albanians. What is this about?
This is actually going to be my Greek nationalist moment.
Oh, yeah.
I kind of want to...
Wait, Matt, put in the Greek national anthem here a little bit.
Yeah. Can you sing it, Barney? Yeah.
Is it to the melody of the Olympics theme? Because I always imagine that's the case.
Not quite.
Okay. Well, anyway.
I'm just offending them.
I would like to, kind of time machine back and stop the Ottoman Empire just to see what our discourse would be like right now. Like, I don't know. How would we discuss the Kardashians if the Ottoman Empire never existed?
Would there even be any Kardashians if the Ottoman Empire didn't exist? Think about that.
I don't know.
Because
you need to
say
Kardashian's parents have come to this country if...
Well, yeah, no, I mean, that's the obvious, but I also kind of imagining that everything would be the same, but just certain things would be different. But, most of it, a really lazy one, what's that fucking movie that came out the other year? Kind of Yesterday universe, where it's
yeah, you kind of...
God damn it. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you were describing that amazing movie Yesterday, where that guy wakes up and the Beatles are gone.
Yeah.
I mean, which sounds like a paradise.
But, yeah, no, it would be wonderful. We could only ever...
Pinko, Commie, Slutz.
We could only ever wish.
Anti-Beatles podcast.
Anti-Beatles as fuck.
Yeah, anti-Beatles action, ABAB, all Beatles are bastards. But anyway, no, my point about Yesterday, though, is it's of the genre of time travel movie where it's you have something and just one thing is mostly different, but everything else is mostly the same. It's not really through all of this. I'd like to think there would still be Kardashians, but there wouldn't be an Armenian genocide. I don't know.
Would they be made stronger or weaker by this?
Yeah, no, okay, so that's my main thing is the entire Baltics, the whole Armenia, Azerbaijan, Albania thing that is happening that I never understand, and every time someone explains it to me, I don't pay attention, would be different. So, I'm just so much of our discourse is dominated by Armenian genocide denial and Albanian revanchism. And what if that was gone? How would our society be different?
How would our society be different? I mean, I guess Kardashian would have been a more powerful figure in this.
Without the Ottoman Empire?
Perhaps.
That in this universe, the Kardashians would reign over their subjects in Kardashian land? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, no,
no, because the key, well, you guys don't give a fuck, obviously, but the key to the specific Kardashian success is not even the Kardashian piece, but the Kris Jenner piece. This lady from the Midwest who is a stewardess who met Robert Kardashian happenstance and was like, yeah, I'm older. And bing, bam, boom. She lives in Beverly Hills, friends with the rich and famous, popping babies out.
So is that how he became like a high-powered attorney who was friends with O.J. Simpson?
His parents were successful Armenian immigrants. So we're talking like he's
and LA is
gen.
full of them.
Yeah, he's first gen. Like it's a whole thing. Yeah, they own some kind of business. I want to say they own like a mattress thing. I don't know. I'll have to Wikipedia it.
Has anyone seen that video? Okay, so Matt, find this video and stick this in wherever it goes. There's a video that's been around since like 2014 or whatever, and it's this like shot on a handycam video by these two dudes from LA, both gangsters, one of whom is Armenian power, the other of whom is a Mexican from, I think, Los Sureños, and for some reason they're fighting an Assad-aligned militia. It's a thing that existed that I was offhandedly remembering.
Hey, we still right here, homie. It's fucking morning. Fucking...
We got the enemigas right there, homie. Let me represent myself, homie. It's Creeper, homie, from the G-Dub 13 gang, homie. Son Valley gang, homie.
Fucking Weiner from Westside Armenian Power gang, homie.
Still puro sureños putting it down, here, homie. And Middle East, homie, in Syria, still gang banging, not giving a fuck, homie. Look, homie, check this shit out. The puro sur 13, homie. Still gang banging this shit, homie. Got the G-Dub, homie. Go, Molly. Check out the enemigas right there, homie. They're all right there, dog. But we don't give a fuck, homie. As you know, homie. And shout out, homie, Capone, Mr. Criminal from Silver Lake, homie, Capone from Cyclones, and Crazy Loco from Pasadena, and Pink Lady. We still got love for your girl. We still got love for all your homies, all the sureños,
all you vatos.
Let's put this shit down to all these motherfuckers, homie. For all the sureños, homie, not giving a fuck, homie. That's right. Gang banging, homie. Post this shit up, homie. Tell the homies in fucking Middle East, homie, still gang banging, homie. Putting that shit down for the big Sur 13 gang, homie.
Syria, homie. We're in Syria, homie.
Still G-Dub Gompiwanos 13 gang, homie.
Frontline, homie.
Puro
Frontline,
homie.
homie. Frontline. We don't give a fuck.
That's right. Got love for all the sureños, homie. Mr. Criminal, put that all the fucking songs, homie. You're the shit, homie.
That's how we do it, dog.
And Syria gang banging. Look at this fucking rain, homie. Fuck them.
We're in the fucking front line, homie. Front fucking line, homie. We don't give a fuck,
homie.
dog.
Turn that shit off, homie.
Wait, you cut out.
Alright, I'll be back.
So Mark David Chapman, national hero.
Yep.
We're gonna have a Chapman land.
Can you hear me?
The fate of Chapman. Yes, you're buzzing.
Talk about Mark David Chapman, or like or Bunny talk about Kardashian lore. Just some ideas. I don't know.
Just some ideas.
All right, dictatorship of the Marlow Terrier. David Chapman Day. We can have a national holiday.
But I do want to clarify that I do like
traitorous
Yoko.
John Lennon.
No. Have you never read her Twitter?
Oh no, Bunny! What? Why? Explain yourself.
Yes, I have. But also, I mean...
Have you ever heard her squall she calls music?
She's like, tell a tree your secret. I like that. So...
She is somebody that talks to trees, but...
Look.
I just... And also her music taste is
He
just
did have brain damage.
What if Andy Warhol had brain damage? After he got shot.
Is Paul dead?
In this universe, is Paul dead
Ringo
or
is
not?
Alive.
Is Paul dead or not? Are we perpetuating...
Yeah.
No, I can get behind that. Ringo seems the most unassuming. He never wrote a song about fucking Hare Krishna. He never beat his wife.
God, that
and he never wrote a song that had purely "Obla Di Bla Da" in the title.
Hell yeah.
Hey.
So tell it.
It's Marlo's mom's computer.
Oh my God. It's not even that interesting anymore. This sucks. No. Anyway, go on about Obla Di Bla Blah.
I mean, you got it, dude. That's how we feel about it. Oh, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, also Octopus's Garden sucks. Are we just shitting on the Beatles right now? Because I
guess so, yeah.
Yeah.
I was trying different holidays, whether or not Paul was dead. Should we perpetuate that propaganda or should we leave it?
And I said only Ringo's alive.
Did you guys ever read the Batman comic about Paul is dead?
No. What's
there's this whole fucking Batman comic that came out like at the time based on the whole Paul is dead thing.
Mm-hmm.
I forget exactly what happens. I don't know. It was like Robin, like being a child who lives with this elderly rich Epstein figure, was a fan of...
Whoa. Jeffrey Epstein as Batman.
Well, I mean, yeah, you know, like the world owes a debt to the sacrifices made by Jeffrey Epstein.
Counterpoint. Bruce Wayne is an allegory for the one single non-pedophile rich guy. He's got to be a Batman.
Right. And he just lives with a child who's an orphan and is therefore very vulnerable and doesn't have any other like social safety nets, out of coincidence.
And has caves to bring children.
And names for things. It's weird. Anyway, and this is also Silver Age Batman, so it's even fucking weirder. But, no, it's this, look it up. I don't remember the details, but, like, basically Robin and his, like, peer buddies are all into this band that's, like, clearly the Beatles. And, like, I don't know. I forget the exact angle of it, but it was based on the premise that the Paul is a dead rumor. I don't fucking know.
I had a show that I wanted to talk about.
What is it?
Marlo and I watched it, but we recently rewatched it. Turn.
Oh, God, I love that show's so fucking dumb, and I love it.
Have you ever seen it, Bunny?
No. Wait.
The Story of Washington Spies?
Yep.
Oh, wait.
It's on Netflix.
It's totally worth
I am
paying
aware of
nothing
it.
for.
I am aware of it because, more than once I tried to get paid to be on it.
Oh, what? That would have been great.
I know tons of people who did that show because they filmed it in Northern Virginia, or a good chunk of it.
Word.
And, just background and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, it's like one of those, like, classic idiot shows.
Yeah.
And it's, like, pretty good for that.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, no, it really makes me sympathize with the British royal government. Like, I've never sympathized so hard with imperialists until after watching this movie. Like, the British were all the slave abolitionists, and the colonists were all whiny bitches who wanted to keep their slaves, and then they did.
Yeah, it was basically a very 1619 project-based thing. But, yeah, I mean, most, if not everyone... God, that show was fucking wacky. Holy shit, I forgot.
Yeah.
Holy shit, that was a fucking balls fucking insane show.
It really was, and it was awesome the entire time.
Oh, shit, I forgot all about that show.
It's so good. Colonel Simcoe, the evil person, was like a slave abolitionist who freed the slaves in Canada.
Yeah, no.
And
the real person he was based on, like, fucking ruled. Like, the actual human being, the, like, psychopathic bad guy was based on, was a great person, actually.
And, well, they did sort of portray him almost accurately. At least he was in the Queen's Rangers. He did fight for the British and then became a senator in Canada, he governed Canada and then freed the slaves like 40 years before America did.
Yeah. I mean, no, it would have to be longer than that because the British freed the slaves throughout.
No. It was Canada freed the slaves in 1819.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so before England did.
Before England did.
Oh, okay. I got it.
Because, and it was something about the slaves, the British were pushing to free slaves in the colonies.
Yeah, I'm literally reading a book about this right now. Slavery and Capitalism by Eric Williams. But, 1833 is when it got freed in the, empire. That show, like, rocks.
It really does. And that was pretty much the background to my trip, because a lot of the plot points in the show happened on my vacation. Like going to the Princeton battlefield.
Okay, yeah, sure. No,
going to Monmouth.
Yeah, I was going to say that's true also on Long Island. A lot of the action takes place.
No, I wanted to do it where we go to Setauket.
Okay, so you want to set up a turn tour, basically.
I want to, like anybody else in. I want
you want to set up a, tour vacation package of visiting locations from the television series Turn, the Story of Washington Spies.
We could even do it in a bus. We could do a turn bus.
No, it'll be like a scheduled vacation
with
package.
the backwards end.
People from all over the world will send you money, and that'll have an all expenses included package to travel to New Jersey and Long Island. And yeah.
Well, and then you go to Philly. We went to Philly for a day. And we saw Dan. Hey, Dan, if you're listening. And there was a hurricane that happened.
Yeah, no, my neighborhood, my town got fucked by that shit. Like, a literal tornado ripped through my town.
What?
Yeah, no, it, fucking owns Marmora. Yeah, it, went across the Garden State Parkway, ripped through the Coca-Cola bottling plant that is a thing that exists in my town, knocked out power in a bunch of places. Yeah, we got, kind of fucked up by that shit. Yeah, anyway, no, my point is, though, Mike Duncan had for a while, back when he was doing the History of Rome podcast, he had the History of Rome tour, where you could order a slot to go on a tour with Mike Duncan of locations mentioned in the History of Rome. And I think our podcast should put together a Turn the Story of Washington Spies tour through New Jersey, Long Island, and parts of Virginia, I guess.
We finished at Yorktown.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I mean, that's the place. But let's mostly visit what is today probably some horrifically racist Levittown, which is the location where the main character actually lived, or whatever the fuck.
I thought it was Setauket. It was accurately.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
They ran it out of Setauket. There was a battle of Setauket.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Every Long Island town is the same.
This reminds me of a friend I had who was she's a comedian, so you might know her, Bunny. She did the bus for Sex and the City bus.
Yeah, I am familiar with at least that tour.
Yeah.
I wasn't good enough to get that.
No, you tried?
Oh,
you tried?
I totally auditioned for that. Like the first year I was in New York, but it did not go well. They were like, "Which one are you?" And I stupidly didn't expect them to ask me that. Like, which Sex and the City character
that's
did I consider myself? And I was
I've never watched Sex and the City, but I do remember having a friend named Samantha. And if Samantha is listening, not you, a different one. But no, I remember having a friend named Samantha and just going, "Are you a Samantha?" And just not knowing what that meant. And she got angry at me for some reason. But yeah, no, everyone knows about the "which one are you" character.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is we need a Sex and the City bus, but for Turn.
Well, I was going to say Mike Duncan History of Rome tour, but for Turn. But yeah, no, same basic idea, I guess. Just a bus that drives instead of through Manhattan across 300 miles of the eastern coast of America.
Yeah, that bus will drive wherever
from
you tell it to.
Baltimore through Connecticut and then back through eastern Long Island. It will be the funnest bus ride you'll ever take.
So yeah, I did it. That was the basis of our vacation, was a Turn tour, and then we watched the show as we went past the locations.
Yeah, no. My favorite part of Turn was when they made the turtle into a thing that actually was useful.
Yep. That was great.
And then the dude on it sings the song "My Son John," which is featured on an album of celebrities singing sea shanties, and John C. Reilly sings the song "My Son John," and they also sing it in Turn.
John C. Reilly, I recently saw him because we watched the Drunk Histories of Nikola Tesla.
Oh, yeah, well, that's the pre-fucking Comedy Central Drunk Histories.
Yep.
Yeah, back when,
it was good.
Yeah, back when angel investors...
Oh, my God.
Back when, fucking angel investors were like, "Hey, let's give $1 billion to every comedy website on the internet for them to just produce videos," and you had The Onion having 18 different shows. You had the Crack channel.
Excuse me, that's not what happened exactly.
Okay, I mean, no, a bunch of comedy websites had a bunch of money to do, and I know, then Facebook ruined it somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know Facebook ruined it somehow, and I know this, along with the oppression of the Greeks by the Ottomans, is deeply seared into your multi-generational trauma as a Greek American comedian. But yeah, I mean, I'm gonna still be flipping about it and just say just a bunch of dumbasses with money were like, "Hey, Funny or Die, do you need $11 billion to just do whatever the fuck you want with it?" And it was awesome.
It was awesome.
It was a glorious fucking era of being online. And overnight, Crack no longer had a fucking YouTube channel. The Onion no longer had videos. Funny or Die may or may not still exist. No one knows. College Humor may or may not still exist. For all I know, Drunk History was on College Humor, not Funny or Die. I have no idea, because that is the before time.
Nobody does know.
Yeah, no one knows.
That's how...
We don't talk about the event.
That's right. Astronaut meme.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think we should also use this bus to go on a ghost tour.
There is a ghost tour.
You went, Bunny.
All of the places.
Bunny went on a
that
ghost
we
tour
would
through
go.
Ocean City, New Jersey, correct?
Yes, it's one of my favorite ones.
And that went by my friend Josh Whitmer's house, apparently, because like it was a thing he did growing up. A friend of mine from high school would like always like hide in the bushes and like spook the ghost tour as they went by.
We had no jump outers. It was pure dorky lady in way too lacy of a dress. But an earnest ghost believer who was very committed to that tour. And it instilled in me a love of ghost tours forevermore.
Yeah, I went on one ghost tour in my life. It was in Philly, and it fucking blew.
See, you gotta go on. You gotta go on a ghost tour run by a very earnest ghost society.
Okay, here's my deal. The woman who ran it 100% believed in ghosts, and I wish she did not. And I wish it was just like, all right, here's the fucking legend, and, you know, whatever. Next. Like, it's Philadelphia. Like,
you want an agnostic
yes, I want an agnostic ghost tour. Like, it's cringe as fuck. Like,
there's a market, then I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, I want like someone to
I have pitched myself
like,
to several paranormal shows as the agnostic host because I feel like that is the appropriate way to approach a paranormal supernatural.
Yeah, like it's Philadelphia, so it's like every location is like, oh, during the Revolutionary War someone died. And, you know, there's a fucking light that flickers now and again. Like, that's basically what ghosts in Philly do.
Hello, don't Ben Franklin's ghost come out and, like, do a dance or some shit?
No, we didn't have Ben Franklin's ghost, but we did get to... Now I forget her name. The bitch who, like, made the American flag, whatever the fuck her name is.
Betsy Ross?
Yeah, like, the tour started at her place.
We drove by that.
Yeah, no, it's a, like, location in Philly. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, it just was, like, annoying, and it's, like, it was also, like, a private tour, which I feel like was a problem, because it was just, like, us, like, looking at each other going, this is fucking stupid. Like, I just feel like I would have preferred someone to just be like, I just wanted a history tour. I didn't want a ghost tour. But if I could have a history tour that was themed around places that had urban legends attached, that'd be cool.
That's always my pitch for ghost tours, though.
Right. Like, the interesting
learning...
part is, there's some legitimate history to it. Except for Ocean City, I imagine, because this place has no history.
Hello. There was many jokes made about how this space had spirits of a certain kind, because you can't have the other kind of spirits here. Because Ocean City, it's a dry town. It's a dry town.
But here's the deal. This place was like a barren wasteland bought by the Methodists in the like 1890s when they thought that like, oh, I have cancer. I don't know. Hang out at the beach for a while and breathe in the sea air. Maybe that'll help. Oh, no, it doesn't. You need medicine. But, like, no, it was bought by the Methodist Church to be, like, this sanatorium resort in, like, the 1890s. It has no fucking... I mean, it was, like, so, like, the Lenny Lenape were here at some point, but, like, we murdered all of them. But... yeah, no, it has, like, no fucking history, and, like, it just, like, was century of history of just being lame as fuck. Yeah, there's nothing to Ocean City. I can't imagine...
Unlike the super cool white trash utopia that is Ocean City, Maryland.
Yeah.
Oh, I love Ocean City, Maryland, and all the trash.
Okay, so actually, Bunny, I have this question for you, because this was an experience of mine. Do you recall the Wonder Years episode where Fred Savage went to Ocean City and made out with a girl underneath the boardwalk, but they never, like, they used Ocean City as a generic name for, like, a town by the ocean where the family would go on vacation?
Yeah.
Do you remember that episode?
I do remember that episode.
Yeah, because I remember growing up with that episode and always just taking it for granted that happened in my town. And I don't know, you being from, like, Maryland...
I definitely assumed it happened in Ocean City, Maryland.
Yeah.
But I didn't, as a child, I didn't know Ocean City, Maryland was, like, trashy until I was older.
There's also that episode of Rocket Power where they said the word shoebies. That was cool.
Yeah.
I saw my first concert on the beach at Ocean City, Maryland.
Wait, who was playing?
It was the Beach Boys. On the beach.
Whoa, that is pretty cool. Was John Stamos there?
John Stamos, I'm not sure if he showed up, but I think the only original member was John Stamos' friend, Mike Love.
Stamos.
I was going to say, like, the 90s Beach Boys lineup.
Yeah, I was like 5 years old.
Do you guys,
it was the greatest thing.
Do you guys want to hear an exclusive thing about John Stamos?
We do.
Yeah, sure. And this also goes to all Greeks know each other.
Exactly. It's got nothing to do with the Greekness. Though my mom, who is my non-Greek side, really hates that John Stamos, who is also a half Greek, describes his non-Greek mom as a mutt. My mom very much does not like that.
You describe your mom as a barbarian because she always says bar instead of like actual words.
I'm like this Celtic barbarian.
Yeah, she's all like not speaking a real language.
Yeah, she's just like a bar.
Yeah. John Stamos facts. Go.
Anyway, I love John Stamos. Disclaimer: as a Greek American, I am duty bound. But there is a really awful interview he gave in a Jade magazine in the 90s where he basically tells the story of tricking a girl into hooking up with his bandmate, thinking it was him. And, like, pretty sure he'd get canceled if somebody just pulled that exact
All
interview.
right, so this podcast is getting famous for canceling John Stamos.
Oh, no. I'm a traitor.
You will not be welcome back to your church of, like, bearded priests.
Yeah, well, as God intended. Beard and a wife.
Yeah, and, like, leavens, bread for the communion.
Yeah. So, I mean, basically he told a story where he's like, this girl was really into me. And I was like, hey, I'll be right back, blah, blah, blah. And the lights were out. And then I just, like, sent my friend in.
Yeah, I mean...
The implication being that this young woman had sexual relations with a man she thought was John Stamos.
In fact, be a form of rape. But,
it would be rape. It would be.
Yeah.
But even if it is not, in fact, exactly what occurred, it's a cancelable joke.
It is cancelable. But I will say that counterpoint.
Okay.
Not counterpoint that it's moral. Not counterpoint that it's okay or anything like that. No, but counterpoint to you would be canceled for it. Rob Lowe.
True.
Rob Lowe, number one, looks exactly like John Stamos. They're the same person. Number two,
Rob Lowe's a white John Stamos.
Committed statutory rape by every definition of the term. Mm-hmm. And number three, has never been canceled, and the closest he's ever come to being canceled was the Comedy Central roast, where everyone jocularly mentioned that he committed statutory rape.
But he didn't know. Isn't that the joke? Like, isn't that... how they played it off, essentially, if I remember
I
correctly.
mean, that's cool. Like, I don't know, the dude, like, fucked a child, so, like...
Yeah, like, if you
I feel like
accidentally...
Rob Lowe is the, like, perfect control group for John Stamos because, again, they're kind of the same person.
Yeah.
Where does Bob Saget fit in?
Bob Saget's never actually done a bad thing in his life, I think.
Yeah, he's too dirty on stage. That's how it works.
Yeah, no, Danny Tanner and, like, America's Funniest Home Videos is, like, the actual Bob Saget in my feeling, and he used being like a weird, filthy shock comedian to get there, and good for him for that. And then dialectically, he used the fact that he was seen as a saccharine family.
Everyone's father.
Yeah, he then was able to like further play off that and actually be successful at comedy for the first time in his life. In like
I do remember being shocked when I heard him curse for that.
Yeah, I remember there's a throwaway Simpsons joke from like, you know, Golden Age Simpsons. I forget what it was, but it was like, yeah, Chief Wiggum and his wife had tickets to see something, and they realized it was actually Bob Saget, and they're like, oh no, and that was the joke. But then, like, you know, of course, by the time it's 2006, we're in the, like, if you're a smart guy, you know who Louis C.K. is, and if you're a really smart guy, you know that Bob Saget is actually funny.
Yeah.
Like, that was an era of comedy, where it was like, yeah, the know-it-alls, the people in the know that Bob Saget's actually a funny comedian.
That's right. The Aristocrats.
It was the Aristocrats fucking era.
Oh,
I remember seeing, because, I was like a college freshman at the time, and like, I was also like, I'm gonna just go on record and say South Park was actually good then, but I was like into South Park at the time. So like, the South Park guys did a Cartman Aristocrats joke, and I remember like watching that like a fucking million times on like YouTube, which was like a new website that had a 10-minute limit to its videos at the time.
They sure did.
That shit was awesome. Yeah, the original Plinkett review on of Phantom Menace is split into 10-minute chunks. Even if you see it in a different format, they'll break it up in the video and say end of part 1 because YouTube at the time. That's some history for you Zoomers.
That's right.
Fucking kids.
You little ass kids. Don't believe.
Pieces of shit. You don't even know what it was like to, like, the most content you got was from Adobe Flash and, like, you were on Homestar Runner and shit. That was what we had. We had fucking Homestar Runner, which was actually awesome and better than anything on the internet today. And I'm going to become an old man watching fucking Homestar Runner clips going, this was real comedy.
Hey, watch it. You know they're going to have nostalgia about TikTok growing.
Yeah, no, they will, but they'll be wrong, and my nostalgia will be correct. So, you know.
Your nostalgia.
I have nostalgia.
Our nostalgia will be correct. I'm writing it
down. I have nostalgia.
For what?
For Anthony Scaramucci.
Oh yeah, he was in the news. Yeah, he was.
The Mooch.
Why was he trending today? I couldn't actually figure that out.
He came out on the side of pro-Biden Republican group.
Oh, okay.
And then went on Fox News and got into an argument, and then Donald Trump watched that interview and then tweeted about it, how he only had a job for 11 days with terrible fuck up.
I did have a Cometown bit for this episode. I just want to say.
Go for it.
Here it is. It's really short. Nathan Gay Robinson.
So stupid.
I am not saying it's not.
I had a stupid Cometown bit.
Okay, here's Nathan Gay Robinson. Oh, Marx is stupid, and also I like penis.
Oh, and also I look like a flamboyant vampire bred with like a muskrat.
I'm a fancy lad, and like Marx is esoteric and also kind of authoritarian, and also I like dicks. And my name's Nathan Gay Robinson. I don't know. I'll work.
It's a work in progress.
Yeah, I'll work out this shit. Yeah.
Yeah, no, he's. Did you see him defending his Britishy accent?
No, I don't, because I rarely, if ever, think of this man.
Well, it was only to shit on him.
Right, yeah,
It was him making a long post about how he came to New Orleans but still retained some of his British accent from before, and that, you know, he switches back and forth not on his own volition.
Actually, I'm completely fine with that. I agree. Like, yeah, no. The accents are weird like that. You do different things. Depends on how drunk you are, what, like, code you're in. Yeah, no, good for him. I appreciate a good Anglo-Cajun accent.
Anglo-Cajun accent.
I don't appreciate utopian socialism.
Is he just a Chomsky kind of...
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, it was even a fucking post I read earlier, which not Nathan J. Robinson describing, but like, I'm going to go online and I'm just going to be like aggressively transphobic and racist, but like also I want Medicare for all, so now I'm dirtbag left. And my shit's irony. How's it irony? Because I said so. Like, there's the problem in the Bernie 2016 thing, which kind of limited the definition of socialism to certain policy goals. And from that, a lot of people can be socialists, which is useful if you want to, you know, boost socialism's numbers for messaging and specific policy goals. But it also has a problem if you want to have any cogent definition of socialism and not have to deal with complete fucking dumbasses, Amy Therese or Nathan J. Robinson, opposite ends of the spectrum, but both terrible.
No, I agree. We should be anti-Beatles and anti-Nathan Gay Robinson.
No, Nathan Gay Robinson rules.
I feel like Nathan J. Robinson is good.
Yeah, no, Nathan J. Robinson sucks.
But how do you feel about Charles Fourier? Fourier.
I don't know. Interesting guy. Classic of utopian socialism, but the aspect of utopian socialism that blended to the three pillars of Marxism as Lenin described it. And like, I don't know, cool as fuck. Like, crazy fucking dude. Interesting guy. Cool as fuck.
Cool as fuck.
You thought we'd have a third arm by now. That'd be cool. I wanted a third arm.
Wasn't he also the cuck philosopher?
Yeah, he had like the 87 definitions of cuck. He was like super awesome. And this is all from the YouTube channel Cuck Philosophy, which is like at once unrelated to and related to Charles Fourier.
Well, also I watched a lecture by Frederick Jameson, did American Utopia, where he drew from the ghost of Charles Fourier.
So yeah, Fourier's like main deal was he had this like very exacting definition of this communal living space that was basically this like weird panoptical hellscape of like this giant building that would have like apartments in one part, workshops in another part, lunch areas in another part, and it was like all like done like with this meticulous like idea of this is the vision of the future, but it had shit like, well, women on their periods would like eat in room B3, and like women not on their periods between ages of this and that would eat here, and then men would eat here, and like had this whole like gender and like age segregated fucking tiered schedule of when people would work and eat and sleep, and like how they would have sex and like create more children that would somehow lead to this like utopian like from each according to his ability to each according to his needs kind of thing. And he was like important as one of the early proponents of a thing called socialism.
He also coined the phrase or the term feminism.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, no, it's like
well, fine, I guess.
Yeah,
there's those white men.
He's an interesting guy.
How to live.
I mean, he's 100%, and you can like read Marx talking about Fourier and like saying why Fourier is wrong, but also clearly I'm working in this scape that Fourier must have existed for me to be talking right now. Yeah, he's like a critical thinker, you know, to use the Lenin idea of Marx as combining the German idealism of Hegel, the English scientific economism of Ricardo and Adams, and then the French utopian socialism of Fourier. So he is like one of those main pillars that is behind Marxist thought.
But where does the utopian socialism of Robinson come in?
I mean, that's like, still French, but like, again, I mean, it's kind of like everyone's responding to everyone else. So like,
and why does he so strongly reject Marx?
Honestly, you know, I never spoke to.
You never spoke to Marx?
To Robinson about this, but you know, there's kind of an initial contrarian instinct to say, like, what's this guy really doing for us? And, you know, from what I can tell, it's mostly just like, well, there's things I want, things I like, and things I think are good. And why do we need Marx to get to those points? And also there's some baggage, and also there's some people who are really into Marx who annoy me, which I get the inclination. It's stupid, but I get it. You know, I'll say there's a reason Marx is Marx, and there is a value to Marx. I certainly believe that. But yeah, I get the inclination of, and again, this is part of the stretching of socialism to just like gobble up, like, well, I like Medicare for all and shit, and my name's Rick. But yeah, there is an inclination to just, I mean, who fucking does the reading? Most people don't, and why does it, you don't need to do the reading to say, I like these things and I think a more just society would have this. I still think there's value in doing the reading, but most people are not going to do the reading. Bourgeoisie democracy exists where most people have never read Montesquieu or Locke or even more modern fucking people.
But Robinson seems to be explicitly saying these things to reject a certain type of
He exists in a social space where he's constantly responding to Marxists.
That's true.
I mean, that's really what it comes down to. Like, again, I've always said the thing, like, where it's like, oh, you're a liberal? Are you a Lockean liberal, or are you a Montesquieuian liberal? Like, yeah, that would be a ridiculous thing to say, but, like, oh, you're a socialist? Are you a Marxist? Are you a Leninist? Are you a this? Are you that? How do you square what this guy said about this thing, but this... Like, the hegemonic idea of liberalism does not require you to do any reading for it, because it exists. It's there. It's just what reality is. There's this presumption and requirement, their like idea of, oh, you're a socialist. Well, what about this? What about that? Oh, do you agree with this thinker? Well, he said this, so what about A, B, and C? And like, so yeah, he's in a space where you kind of have to have an opinion about Marx. Liberals don't need to have an opinion about John Locke. Liberals don't need to know a single goddamn thing John Locke has ever said. It's liberalism. It's already here.
It's already here.
That reminds me, next time I'm probably going to finish up with Brave New World if anybody wants to do...
The TV show?
No.
Oh, the book? Oh, I could talk about that right now. I remember that shit beginning and end from reading it in high school.
Well, I'm about halfway through.
Fucking Great Society, and we should do it. Like 100% Great Society. Also great like sci-fi of being able to do genetic engineering before you knew what genetics were. But like, you know, like the fucking thing like with Brave New World, like everyone likes to make fun of Orwell where it's like, ooh, you know, oh, he was an anti-communist, blah, 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 think crime, this, that, and the other thing. But like, you know, you could at least, if you accept them at face value, go, oh, that's a brutal society, I'd rather not live in it. Brave New World, like, the fuck? Oh, I'm not allowed to read Shakespeare. Oh, damn. I guess we'll take some soma and have some sex about it.
Yeah, they do take soma and then fuck around a bit.
That's all they do, and it rules. And like,
and then they go on trips to go hang out with natives
who are boring fucking assholes who read Shakespeare and like get all wrinkly and old agey and die, and it sucks. And they're fucking downers, and fuck them.
I'm also reading Huxley's notes on writing it that he wrote like 15 years later.
Oh, that's interesting. I've never read them. I have read about them.
It's a lot of bad opinions, but it kind of is the end of history. Like Kajeve, kind of middle of the century, like liberal democracy needs to be not Brave New World, or has to resist falling into the temptation to end up being like Brave New World or 1984.
Maybe I haven't read about them, because I just recall that like post taking acid, Huxley was basically rejected everything from Brave New World. Was this post taking acid, Huxley?
It was 1958, so I don't know.
Oh, I'm not sure. I don't know my drug history well.
But a lot of it was anxiety about overpopulation.
Oh, okay.
And the eugenics of the society within Brave New World kind of mirrored that anxiety. And he was going on and on about how if at this rate we're going to double the amount of people living here over the next 10 years and then double 5 years. And, you know, he's right. We did. Like at the time when...
But also it's essentially fine.
It was like 3 million people.
Yeah, I mean, Huxley was elitist as fuck. I remember his whole thing about LSD. And, like, this was actually, like, in early LSD philosophy, like, which was the thing. The Leary versus Huxley schools was basically Huxley thought there should be this enlightened overclass that got to take LSD, and Leary thought everyone should take LSD. And with LSD, maybe Huxley was right, because I know some assholes who have taken LSD. But, Huxley is definitely an elitist piece of shit. And Brave New World is very consistent with that.
Yeah. No, it is.
Like, you can, like, shit on Orwell all you want, but, like, I understand who Orwell was, and, like, yeah, he's kind of a rad lib, but, like, he's got a consistent idea of working class liberation, whereas Huxley has this very, like, the enlightened philosopher king will lead us to salvation kind of shit.
This, in both books, is very much individualism needs to triumph over
Right.
collectivism.
Which, like, Orwell was kind of like that, but, like, more class analysis than that, if that makes any sense.
What about you, Bunny?
I mean,
You don't have to talk
also
about...
think A Brave New World, we should just do it. Like,
Yeah,
let's just see what happens.
Fucking Sex and Soma and No Shakespeare is Marlowe's Paradise. But, like, also, if we want to just have a discussion... I mean, Bunny, any opinions about The Giver? Like, there's other, like, children's dystopia novels we could go off about. I've actually never read The Giver, but I think I know what happens. Something about, like, they don't see color, but then they do see color, and that's a deal. Doesn't matter.
Yeah. I mean, I like it. I like children's dystopia.
Also never read Wrinkle in Time, and
you never did?
I've never read Wrinkle in Time.
I loved it.
Yeah, some people really like Wrinkle in Time. I've never read his Dark Materials, and the most annoying people in the world like that shit, so I'm glad I didn't.
It's fantasy for atheists, right?
Yeah, and, like, they ride, like, polar bears and, like, whatever. I don't know. It sucks. But yeah. I don't know.
What was up with Brave New World having all the names being theorists from the 19th century?
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna just, like, reread Brave New World over a weekend now. But, no, I mean, I know they, like, hailed Ford as a Jesus figure.
Well, okay, that made me interested in Fordism.
Right.
Marxist political theory, and then they have, like, Ford as this god, hail Ford, let Ford be with you, or, you know.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, they literally did say let Ford.
Yeah, they literally say...
That was the goofiest fucking book. Oh my god, like, because they didn't know what genetic engineering, they didn't know what DNA was, so they're like, oh, well, we just, like, dump alcohol onto a fetus for a bit. Like,
and then they blamed all, like, defects of personality or physical defects on that.
Yeah,
which is
fetal alcohol syndrome rules the universe of Brave New World. That book was awesome, but I disagree with every idea presented in it. Like, that book, like, as a sci-fi, though, it is some, like, just great sci-fi. It is some, like, because, like, 1984, it's, like, ostensibly a sci-fi because it's about a future, so at some point he has to imagine future technologies, but you can tell it's a chore for him, and so he, like, comes up with, oh, I don't know, I guess there'll be helicopters that people will shoot guns from, and oh yeah, remember V2 rockets from World War II? They'll have them, but there'll be more of them.
Well, wasn't the original title 1948?
Well, it was written in 1948, so he switched those numbers to call it 1984, and then it came out in 1949.
No, 1984 came out in 1949.
Yes. Yeah. 1984 came out in 1949. It was written mostly in 1948, and he came up with the title 1984 by pitching the last two digits.
But Brave New World
32.
came out
And then he wrote the notes about it in 58, commenting and comparing 1984 versus 1932. And what I thought was interesting was in Brave New World, there was sexual liberation and everybody was fucking. And then 1948, nobody was fucking.
Yeah.
Or 1984, nobody was fucking.
Yeah, and like one of the many reasons why Brave New World is a perfectly fine universe to live.
Well, I think this is something you and I have talked about, Marlo, is that the original stereotypes about Marxism is that they were all sex perverts.
Right, yeah, that is true.
And that, like, early Soviet Union, they just all had orgies. Like, they were just...
Well, I mean, Engels in Origin of the Family. I mean, it comes up again and again if you read Marx and Engels, is constantly... Because they're writing in the Victorian era, and one of the implications of their belief system is that the family structure is a superstructural construction of the capitalist system and would become irrelevant with a different economic system. I mean, that's literally an implication of Marxism. And during the Victorian era, opponents of Marxism ran with that to like come up with the idea that these are sex perverts who just want to fuck everybody.
And destroying the family,
and making common property was like one of the charges in the early days levied against the socialists in general and also the Marxists.
Which was a big thing in the Brave New World universe, was that there was no mothers or fathers and no family, and family was a thing. But by 1948 or in 1984, the stereotype kind of switched. And they were socially conservative, cracking down on any sexual liberation.
That is interesting.
And I think it shows the way in which the West, or at least, British, American, thought of the Soviet Union from the time of the pre-World War II to the Cold War.
Yeah, I could see that.
Where you have these sexually liberated freaks, and then a world war happens, and then you have these totalitarian Puritans.
Interesting. Yeah, sure.
And Huxley says that explicitly in his text, in the notes about it. This is interesting.
Anyway, the point is, Brave New World rules as a world to live in. Like, you can't read 1984, take it at face value, and say, I'd like to live there. You can absolutely read Brave New World, take it at face value, and say, yeah, it'd be fine.
There do seem to be some things about the signal to... I'm just saying it would speak a lot to incel culture.
Oh, yeah, no, 100%.
Yeah, because you get to
you have
uteruses.
You have a government guaranteed... it's not even a government guaranteed wife. It's just like a enforced polyamorous society. If you're an alpha. I mean, actually, that's really the incel part of it.
Yeah, no, really.
Everyone's called fucking Greek letters as their identity.
Which is good and true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yes. Alpha, betas, gammas.
Yep.
Nobody talks about them.
I think there were epsilons. No, I think there were epsilons.
Epsilons were the lowest.
Yeah, they were the lowest.
And Bernard Marx was the cynical, depressed alpha who got moved to Iceland or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, everyone's happy in the book.
As long as they have Soma.
Well, no, everyone's just happy. And, again, The drawback is literally you're not allowed to read Shakespeare. Like, I mean, that's fine.
It seemed like Bernard Marx was pissed off that he didn't have individuality.
What does that even mean? Fuck you. Like, fuck you.
He was being oppressed by collectivism.
Like, I mean, like, seriously, what do you mean? Of course you have individuality. You're high. You're with your buds. You're fucking each other. It's great. Shit rules. Alright, well, that's our review of Brave New World. You know, there's two types of people. People who have read The Giver and people who have read The Giving Tree by Marie Sendak.
Well, I will say my favorite part of A Brave New World is the idea that you could just learn mad shit in your sleep.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I forgot that part.
The sleep
learning.
Sleep learning.
Yes.
Yeah. It had a specific name. It was like psychodrama.
Okay, I'm going to reread this book because, like, I remember just loving the sci-fi from it. Like, yeah. It's adorable.
Ariel and I were sitting on the beach reading it to ignore my parents. It was great.
Yeah, no, it's just the most, like, adorable fucking sci-fi of idiots who didn't know science because it was the 1930s. Yeah, that shit ruled. Fucking the atomic bomb ruined sci-fi because after the atomic bomb, all sci-fi is like, ew, the atomic bomb, meh. You know, shit sucked.
Yeah, also, if I remember correctly, Brave New World has a lot of great character names.
Yeah, well, Steve was saying that. Another element I forgot. I just remember the giant, like, fucking Rube Goldbergian baby factories they had where they're just, like, shoving booze into fetuses.
Well, the main female character's name is Lenina.
Oh,
and
right.
then there's Bernard Marx, and then there's a character with the last name Trotsky, and then there's a character with the last name Bakunin. And I'm like, what are you doing?
I need to reread the shit out of this book.
Yeah, no, you've seriously forgotten all the anti-communist stuff.
Well, yeah, no, because, I mean, I've read it in, like, high school and never again.
Wait, and there... Darwin Bonaparte.
Oh my god!
Is
the name.
Okay, yeah, shit. I gotta reread this. That's awesome. It's so cool. Good Darwin Bonaparte.
Pleased to meet you, Darwin Bonaparte.
Yeah, it's after my favorite character in Brave New World, I guess. Yeah, no, it's what are you talking about, Napoleon? No, it's about, like, it's my love of Aldous Huxley or whatever the fuck his first name is. Like a weird fucking British who, like, can't name their kids Alex or whatever.
Or whatever. All right, guys. I guess we're all reading Brave New World.
Yeah, no, this is the official Pinko book club.
Yeah, no, we've had a book club. We're doing a tour.
Yeah, no, we're doing great.
A turn tour and a book club.
We have an official beef with Legion of Skanks. Yeah, no, this shit rules.
It definitely does. All right. Yeah. So, Brave New World. Darwin Bonaparte.
Yeah, I am going to write fan fiction about Darwin Bonaparte, and I don't even know who this person is.
I think it's a minorish character.
I'm sure. Which it'll be like when that dude wrote the, like, thing about Rosencrantz and Guildenstern or whatever the fuck.
They're dead.
Yeah, that was it. I thought, yeah, or like that book Grendel. Mm-hmm. Or like Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are dead. Yeah, it'll be like that, but it'll be about Napoleon Darwin or Bonaparte Darwin. I don't fucking know. I'll figure it out. But yeah, I'm down with this.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna
Also,
finish the
I
rest
think
of the
there's
book.
like I faintly remember there being an Ottoman Turkish thing. So it's gonna check all of our boxes,
Very
guys.
cool. All right.
All right.
Good night.
Bye.
Good night. Good night.
Here are some of the lyrics. You ready?
I'm Marquez.
Whores in this house. There's some whores in this house. There's some whores in this house. There's some whores in this house. I said certified freak. 7 days a week. Wet ass P word. Make that pull out game weak. Yeah. Yeah, you effing with some wet ass P word. Bring a bucket and a mop for this wet ass P word. Give me everything you've got for this wet ass P word. Beat it up and catch a charge. Extra large and extra hard. Put this P word right in your face. Wipe your nose like a credit card. Hop on top if I want to ride. I do a kegel while it's inside. Spit in my mouth, look in my eyes. This P word is wet. I'm taking a dive. It continues along these lines. And it gets significantly more vulgar. Like, a lot more vulgar. Talk your S-word, bite your lip, ask for a call while you ride that P-word. You really ain't never gonna F him for a thing. He already made his mind up before he came. Now get your boots and your coat for this wet-ass P-word. Pay my tuition just to kiss me on this wet-ass P-word. Right, so, this is, guys, this is what feminists fought for. This is what the feminist movement was all about.
Oh, no, he didn't. Miss Peaches?